All right, so my next guest, she's a superstar. She's like, I don't even know like the words to describe her. It's like I can go on and on and on, but she's the total badass. She is the top income earner in her company, seven-figure earner. She is probably, not probably, she's one of the legends in this profession that history books will be talking about her. She's one in a million. Please help me welcome Jessie Lee Word. Jessie, welcome.
Oh my gosh, that made me tear up. That's like my word, sister. Oh, thank you so much. That was really, really nice. I appreciate that.
Well, you kind of like it's kind of hard to call you a pioneer because like this profession has been around for forever, but you are definitely reinventing the wheel. You are definitely creating so many new strategies and so many new concepts and tools, and everything that you do is just helping to grow not just your team, but I think inspires the entire profession. So yeah, you should be proud.
Well, thank you. It means a lot to me. And I mean, I say it every time I talk about how successful I am because of this profession, but truly you and your husband have changed the game for so many people, myself included. And I will forever be grateful for everything that you have taught me. And then my little creative brain just runs with and then does God knows what. So thank you for embracing me as well, though I know it can be a lot. And you guys have always just been in my corner, and I'm very grateful for that.
Thank you. So, Jessie, I know that we kind of like talking about recruiting 20 people in 30 days and you're recruiting 20 people in like 30 minutes. But tell me, because you're such an amazing on social media and everything you do is just like you multiplying it. But I know that you've done a lot of those pushes, and we can call them launches or whatever you want to call them. So just tell me what happens with your business when you go on a launch. I know you're working hard every single day, but when you dedicate specific time to bring a new class of 2020, new class of whatever the year it's gonna be eventually, what's the difference that you notice and how do you do that?
I think that campaigns are so important because they put different kinds of energy behind what's going on. So for me, personally, I can't tell you the last month I didn't do a 20 and 30, but that doesn't mean our organization is like that. And so this concept of 20 people in 30 days, whether you recruit the 20 people in 30 days or not, the activity that spirals out of it, the activity that just starts compounding, and then the residual ripple effect of said activity is really where the magic is. I like to run my business in campaign, take a break, campaign, take a break, campaign, take a break, because it gets people excited. It makes people stretch. It makes people think the impossible is possible. It makes people go, well, I don't know, they say if I do 20 and 30, my whole life will change. What does that look like? And it just challenges people, I think, to really think outside the box. And I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of always bringing in the new class, because if you're in stage one activity, that's you personally selling, you personally recruiting, you not managing people, then your business is always flowing. It's not to say it's always growing, but it's always flowing instead of this just patch of, I don't know how else to call them, but like dead, unmotivated recruits, right? If you're always bringing new people in, something Eric said once years ago to me was, he said, it only takes one person to change an entire organization. And I have taken that so to heart, because you don't know who it's going to be, but they're probably somewhere in that 20 and 30. And the excitement of bringing that many people in all at once, forget about it. They're all like best friends. They're all competing with each other, and like they're all doing the most. Oh, I started on June 1st too. And then it's like next level. Then next thing you know, you've got $1 million organization. You're like, what just happened? And I just think there's magic around it.
So do you have like any, like what your day typically looks like when you're in the campaign mode?
Yeah. Oh, looks like quarantine, Marina. Just kidding. No, I feel like my schedule is so crazy with quarantine. I decided to take it and just really expand everything about my network marketing business and just my brand in general. But in a campaign, it's super structured. So I'm kind of known, I guess, as the systems girl. Eric always says that about me. And so for me specifically, when I'm campaigning, I get really organized with it. I get a spreadsheet for people to track stuff. I get daily activity. I do daily homework assignments. I give daily DMOs based off the rank they're trying to hit. I get super nitty gritty and down to the details about it, because we have to remember, most people in this profession, most of you watching this, I'm going to assume you're entrepreneurs, but that's only 4% of the entire population, apparently, statistically speaking. You're not working mostly with entrepreneurs then. You're mostly working with people with an employee mindset. And so if you structure your campaign, if it's not just willy-nilly, let's go for it, kids, you have a much higher likelihood of actually achieving your goal of 20 people in 30 days. So tracking, bragging, I call them boom posts, where you literally comment when you get somebody, and just cheering people on, a whole culture around it and a whole system around it, even a separate group around it, will change your whole day, because you can set reminders in your phone. Have you done your follow-ups? You can set an alarm in your phone. Did you do your scripts? Whatever it is. And it allows you to then really spend just those 30 focused days and see what happens with your business.
So you have a pretty large organization, and when you bring the new class, how do you manage your existing team? What that looks like?
Wow, that's a really good question. It's always changing, right? There's always so many new people in general. But for me, I learned, God knows where, probably Erica Marine Worry, I learned about not micromanaging your organization, thank God, because I'm a control freak. I like to manage things. I like to manage situations. I like to know what I know and not have to worry about anything. I like to control. And so me realizing that the micromanagement of that is not helping anybody and it's stalling people's progress has been really beneficial for me. So there are tweaks I make. As an example, something I think is very powerful is moving all your new people in this class, if you will, into their separate organization, not a group. Then it starts getting to be too many groups and whatever. But if you're going to have a communication chat, make it say something like, I'll give you an example of mine right now, JL's new personals chat. So I'm communicating with these brand new babies, coaching these brand new babies on whatever it is they need, and then letting these other people start to step into more leadership roles. There are parts of the week where I do involve the whole team. So as an example, I do a frontline Zoom once a week on Friday afternoons, and that's the only time I actually connect the old frontline with the new frontline. And for me, this is hundreds and hundreds of people. So it's not something dramatic, right? Like, it's not like, it's like, let the two stragglers come back in. No, it's like, these are my whatever. And then after kind of their onboarding period, which for me is honestly 6 months to give them a fair shot of getting systems and everything, then they can graduate into the next group. They can graduate into the next chat. They can graduate into the next stuff. And then for me, a lot of stuff is rank based, to be totally honest. A lot of stuff is. So I have stuff that's, rising leaders. So you hit a certain rank and then you're kind of treated a little bit differently. Then you get to kind of start running stuff. You get to sort of run opportunity events. You get to get in front of whatever. You get to run part of the 20 and 30 boot camp. You get to start campaigning with the team. You get to kind of get seen on a bigger scale. Not big leaders. I'm talking 10,000 in volume a month, but just to get people moving out of their comfort zone and into something. So I think that separation, but then also collaboration is super, super important. I think that allows you to, like I said, not micromanage your team, not have your thumb on every single little thing, because it becomes impossible when it's 20 people, 20 people, 20 people, 20 people, 20 people, 20 people every single month. So allowing people to lead, allowing people to step into their own power is how you're going to create a large organization. It's not going to be done by you being the dictator who has to run everything and it's got to be my way or the highway. That'll never work. And quite frankly, some of those brand new people, I promise you can learn something from them if you pay enough attention.
For sure. Such a great insight. So because you like recruiting machine and you bring so many new people, what are your strategies? Did they change? Did you notice some differences? Let's say a couple years ago when you were bringing a new class, like what did you learn from that process and what are the changes that you made along the way?
Okay, so this is going to be a harsh reality for some people, Marina, but you recruit people that are like you. Okay. You just do. And so let me like bring myself back down to earth, because Marina's making me act like some kind of angel or so. Like, I was horrible 9 years ago when I started my entrepreneurship journey. I was a bully, for lack of a better word. I was so blazing red, like, I've got Zooms recorded. It's horrible. I should have invested in Zoom back then. But I've got Zooms recorded where I'm like yelling at people for not showing up to an event as if everyone's got the same kind of goals as me. Like, I don't know what my problem was. And so much of this is going to be a learning curve. So much of this is you have to understand you're going to bring people in based off of who you currently are. And so if you want to attract better people, I have to be the one to tell you, you can't swim with one arm. Okay. And all I mean by that is so many people are trying to swim with this action arm, like, oh, let me just go. And action's important, right? Numbers matter. People are not numbers, but this is a numbers game. Okay. It just is. But you can't just bully your way through. You're not going to bully your way to top rank. And you might you might be the exception to the rule who bullies their way to top rank with no personal development, no events, no whatever. You wouldn't be listening to this though. And then you're never going to sustain it because you have to swim with the other arm. You have to get out the personal development. Otherwise, you're just going to swim in circles, right? You've got to get some of both. And I would suggest you do a little bit of both every single day. That's going to attract higher quality recruits. That's going to shift the entire trajectory of your business. If I look at the people who were in my business that I first recruited, wow. Oh, wow. Like, it's not great, right? Unless they were willing to develop, right? And of course, you can always develop people. I'm not saying you're only going to recruit those first 20 and 30-day intensive boot camp you do, but I am just letting you know that don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself grace and understand this is not something that you should try to do once in your career. You don't do a 20 and 30 once. You don't need to do it every month like me, but what if you did it every year? Or what if you did it every quarter? Or what if you at least tried? You're going to bring in a whole new, it's going to be a completely different group of people. You're going to have totally different levels of leader. You're going to have totally different levels of development, and everything then in your whole organization and therefore your whole life can change. It'll feel like that. I don't know where 9 years went. It went like that.
Yeah, and you're totally right because everybody can set up their own pace based on their goals, based on their dreams, based on what they want to achieve in this life. And it can be once in your career, that's already going to be way better than nothing. And if you have a higher goals, then once a year is really good strategy. And of course, if you're a total rock star like Jessie, or at least trying to be like her, then you just can do it like more often, a couple times a year, and that's amazing. From the leadership perspective, tell me, because a lot of people who are stepping into their leadership role and potentially done it already 20 and 30 themselves, or they're thinking like, okay, I'm gonna bring my entire organization and we're all gonna do it together. And as you can probably imagine, a lot of people raise their hand, and actually way smaller percentage does that, and they get disappointed. Do you have an advice from the years of your experience?
Yeah. The first thing is don't fall in love with people's potential. However, please just love them where they are. The amount of people who just really want to be seen is so much more than you can imagine. I even recommend, even if they don't get a single recruit, but they're showing up every day, I feel like give them a certificate at the end. Give them something. Show them that you saw them step up and at least raise their hand. They're going to identify the high flyers anyway, just by the people who want to plug into this. But take a lesson again from a bad leadership page of Jessie Lee. Like, don't be the person who shoves good people out, because maybe they're not in that season of their life yet where they want to go all in. Maybe they're not in that season of their life yet where something has to change for something to change, right? Maybe they're not in the season of life yet where, they're going through some kind of tragedy or God knows what. But that day might come. And if you love them where they are and you say, hey, sister, I saw you. I see you. You know what? You at least raised your hand. And maybe it didn't work out for you this time, but we're going to do it again in the future. Don't let it discourage you. We're going to I'm not going anywhere. So whenever you're ready to go again, let's go. And I have found that the organizations, as I look around this profession and so many great leaders I know you have on here, it's the people who just have that compassion for people's differences, the compassion and understanding for different stages of people's lives. I'm in a stage of my life right now. I have no kids and I am not married and I am going crazy. Like, I am in let's create a legacy. I got nothing but time. I'm still young. Like, I got energy. Let me just go nuts. But I do understand that this is, I mean, I shouldn't say never, it's me. But like, I understand that could shift, you know? And so I like to give people grace wherever they are. And understand though, this 20 and 30, if you're going to run it with a team, I would suggest you are very involved. I would suggest you're really paying attention to those chats. You know, you're really in those groups, seeing who's doing things. You're really paying attention to tracking sheets, spreadsheets, whatever you come up with, because you need to identify the winners who have not yet won. That's what this 20 and 30 really does, is it shows you not only who's raising their hand, but who's raising their hand and showing up. Even if, and that's just bottom line numbers, like who got the 20? No, like who did every single thing? Who is laying the foundation for their future multi-million-dollar business? It's really the opportunity for those little hands to rise up and say, hey, hi, I'm here. I'm a little scared, but I'm here. I'm gonna run with you. Will you hold on to my arm? Because I'm telling you, those people, they just need borrowed belief. They need you to believe in them so they can believe in themselves, so they can go win another 90 days. That's how this works.
Love it. I don't know. I just like, I feel like I can ask you a question and you can go for an hour and 2 hours and we can kind of like do the whole seminar here. But just to kind of like wrap it up a little bit, what would be your advice for people who are kind of like thinking about it? They're kind of like, yes, I want to do it, but I'm a little scared, or I don't know if I'm capable. I don't know if I can finish it, or whatever doubts and fears they might have. What would be your advice for them?
There's a couple of things there. I love this question. I love old people, and I don't mean like 50s, 60s, 70s. I'm talking old people.
You're talking about me, 40?
Heck no. I'm talking about like old people. You are not old. Are you kidding me? Sheesh. My young buck over here. My goodness. And your short hair makes you look even younger. It's overwhelming how good you look. But anyway, I digress. Wow. Jeez, Marina. Make everyone look bad. It's fine. But I mean, like, I love old people because they have so much wisdom. And if you talk to them, they always tell you, like, take the risk, take the shot. Because you don't want to be at the end of your life and look back and it's, well, what if I had done that 20 and 30 thing that scared me? It's the same conversation about joining a company. Don't let your what ifs in your life and the things that scare you today determine the entire rest of your life. We have so much life to live is the first thing. The second thing I would tell you is that there's never a good time. Like, I want to say that because people don't say that. And I'm going to be real with y'all. There is never a good time, right? People all the time are like, oh, well, it'll be better when it's summer and the kids are da-da-da. Oh, I think the perfect season is spring. And then Corona hits. Oh, I'll do it around Thanksgiving. I'll do it at Christmas time. Like, there's never a good time because then it's someone's birthday and then it's someone's whatever. And then it's a quinceanera. I don't know. Like, there's never a good time. There's always conflict. There's always a barbecue you can go to instead of working your business. There's always a pool party you could go to instead of working your business. There's always a trip to the Bahamas instead of working your business. There's always 17 date nights you could take instead of working your business. Have the conversation with the people in your life and just let them know, I know it's an inconvenient time, but I was told it's always going to be an inconvenient time. So I'm going to run for the next 30 days. I want to see what I can do in 30 days. And it's supposed to scare you. I do stuff that scares me all the time. It's why my life looks like it did, or does, whatever. It's why my life looks like this, because my past is terrible. This isn't about my past. I'm just saying it's not good, but it didn't start getting good and blessed and crazy until I started taking risks and taking chances and getting incredibly uncomfortable. First time I met Marina, I called her Russian, man. Big mistake, huge, right? I thought I was forever going to be banned from the Warrior stage. Like, how could I do that? She's Ukrainian, people. Like, I was so nervous. I'm like tripping over myself. And I was already making hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wasn't like a scrub at the time, And I'm like, I screwed up. I ruined it for myself. Like, we all mess up. We all screw up. We all make mistakes. We all do stuff scared. But I was terrified to talk to her because she's freaking Marina Wari. Okay? And I still had the conversation. I still introduced myself. I still let her know who I was. I still wanted to make sure that she saw who I was so I could finally someday deserve her time. And if you don't take that opportunity to earn your mentor's time, to earn the time of the people who inspire you, you are going to be that person at the end of your life who looks back and you're going to be frustrated at yourself because you never took a chance. So take the chance, take the shot, and do it messy. It'll get prettier as time goes on, I promise you, but you have to take that shot first.
I love it. Jessie, you're freaking amazing. I love you so much. You are such a powerful leader, such a powerful woman. You kind of like every word you say is the wisdom kind of like spitting out of you. So thank you so much. I know you're super busy. You have a huge organization that you're running, promotion after promotion, and you guys are crushing it all. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your wisdom and knowledge and love to this profession. I think that everybody can feel it, how much you care, and that truly matters.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all you and your family have done for me. I'll always be grateful.
Thank you. And I hope you guys took a lot of notes because there was a lot of good stuff in there. And Jessie, I cannot wait to see you sometime in person.
I know. Can't wait to hug you. Have a good one.